Wall Street Media, I'm Mike, I'm here with Doug, and we'll help you make money in the stock market with information you can't find anywhere else.
Hey guys, we have superstar Rich Gordon, a wonderful, brilliant gentleman. He's the fixed income market strategist for Wachovia, and he's going to talk about what he sees in the latest bailout plans. I can tell you that I've been looking for 2 days to try to buy something, anything, that's going to benefit from this, and I've not found anything, but let's see what Rich has to say.
Yeah, let's take a look. And again, Rich Gordon, fixed income market strategist of Wachovia, ticker WFC, shares his analysis of the government's recent initiatives for the financial sector, such as national standards for loan modifications, further capital injection for banks, expansion of TARP, and pool funds for troubled assets. Let's take a look.
Hi, and welcome again to Market Summary Online. On Tuesday, the government announced another series of major initiatives for the financial sector. Here are some of the major points and our thoughts and analysis on these proposals. First, national standards for loan modifications that the housing GSEs would adopt. Federal money would be used to create an incentive for mortgage lenders and servicers to modify loans. One idea that's been proposed is that the government would match each rate cut by a servicer basis point for basis point, so that a 1% permanent reduction in the rate by the servicer would be matched by a further 1% reduction through government support. Also, the plan would include a mechanism for valuing homes that have started the foreclosure process. The hope is that by arriving at a true market value of a property sooner in the foreclosure process, home loan modifications that rewrite mortgages can be expedited. This would keep people in their homes, purge uncollectible assets from bank balance sheets, and more quickly complete the debt restructuring necessary to stabilize the residential housing markets. The second initiative is another round of capital injections for banks after they pass a stress test on their capital. This round of capital injections would have tougher terms than the first round did, including conversion rights from preferred to common stock over time. Depending on the size of the injections, it could result in the government effectively becoming the majority owner in some, or perhaps a significant portion of the banks in the U.S. Here I think the government has a very fine line to walk. The banking system needs more capital to withstand what's going to be a very difficult couple of years of balance sheet stress and debt restructuring. Taxpayers are demanding greater accountability from and austerity for the banking industry in return for further federal support. The government needs to find a balance that will placate the public but not choke off the flow of private investment dollars into bank liabilities. Third, an expansion of the term asset-backed securities loan facility to include broader asset eligibility. As part of the expansion of eligible products beyond student loans, credit cards, and auto loans, a broader TALF mandate will include commercial mortgage loans. We suggested late last year that federal financing assistance was necessary not just for the residential real estate market, but for commercial properties as well. The commercial mortgage sector has suffered from an almost complete lack of financing flow, which has kept spreads from tightening as much as the products that have received direct government financing support, like credit cards and autos. We think that this is an important first step in stopping the bleeding in the commercial mortgage markets. Although it's not going to reignite a bid for risk right away, and there are still tens of billions of dollars of write-offs that haven't been taken yet, the securitized markets were becoming completely fragmented by the government's sponsorship, or in the case of commercial mortgages, non-sponsorship. Unfortunately, this sector was left out up until now, and it's a significant portion of the loan books of large commercial and regional banks and insurance companies. It looks like this is going to be rectified in this bailout package. Finally, the administration is proposing to establish a pool of funds starting at $500 billion to aggregate troubled assets from bank balance sheets. The idea here is to allow banks to free up capital to lend to creditworthy borrowers rather than hoarding bailout funds and liquidity in anticipation of further write-offs. The wrinkle is that the government wants to partner with private investors to buy the troubled assets. Again, the issues here are in the implementation and execution, with the biggest problem being how to value the assets. Reverse auctions are, at least in theory, the best option, as it fixes the true market clearing price for the asset. It would work well for asset types like leveraged loan deals, where there are many holders of the paper and sufficient information for all parties to make an informed judgment as to the asset's true market value. The reverse auction process would work much less efficiently with complex structured securities, where there are only a few holders, so the security's true value is a lot more opaque and indeterminate. My concern with the bad bank concept is that what constitutes a bad asset is a function of the general economic environment and the extent to which the economy continues to deteriorate. Further economic deterioration will cause both consumer and commercial loans, which are current now and fully secured, to become both delinquent and under-collateralized. So for me, the real issue is no longer the liquidity that the banks provide the economy. We're well beyond there. The issue is the economy itself. In other words, bank lending probably won't lead the recovery in the economy. It will follow it. Most of the bailout money needs to go directly into the economy through massive fiscal spending policies. I think that the proper execution of this fiscal stimulus will be the defining issue in President Obama's first administration. Will we have a severe but ultimately cyclical recession, or will the credit crisis of 2007 to 2009 mark a structural change in the U.S. economy and the beginning of a lost generation for America's prosperity? Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at Market Summary Online.
And we're back.
Love Rich Gordon. Love Rich Gordon. I'm looking for things to buy. I haven't found anything for 2 days, Jarman.
Right, okay. We're here every day at Wall Street Media. You can find us directly at wsmco.com. Thanks.